Well, well, well. It appears that Smack Daddy Jr., that animated corpse, RFK Jr., yes, honey, he just got his confirmation. He'll be heading up our Health and Human Services. Yes, the reanimated corp will be in charge of Health and Human Services, honey. The man that doesn't believe in vaccines. Yes, just got his confirmation while we are currently fighting an outbreak of the measles in Texas. Yes, you may not have heard, but there's currently an outbreak of measles in Texas. Over 6 children have been hospitalized, you see, because measles just isn't a rash on the skin, baby. It causes encephalitis of the brain. It can kill you, honey. Yes, it can take your life. But anyway, yes, and it just so happens there's a tuberculosis outbreak in Kansas and already a confirmed case of tuberculosis in Alabama. Yeah, I live there. I already know this. And it just so happens that there's also an outbreak of Ebola over there in Africa right now, honey. Yes, and you may be wondering, what does all of this have to do with anything? Well, it just so happens, yes, I'm going to say that a lot because a lot of things just so happen. And it just so happens that all that funding that has been cut, and you said, well, a large portion of that funding goes over to places like Africa while there's an outbreak. Yes, some of that money goes to Africa when there's something like an Ebola outbreak, which is currently happening, to make sure that Ebola doesn't leave that quarantine area and end up over here in America. Yes, honey. The reason we send a whole bunch of money for condoms to Mozambique is because of an outbreak of HIV. And to keep HIV from spreading here, there, and everywhere, we try to help out by providing them with condoms. You see, all this money that they're cutting, all these different aids that we send here, there, and everywhere for health is quite important, baby. It keeps things like diseases from getting here and spreading in our land. And you see, Daddy Dumpy Pants, the reason he pulled us out of WHO, the World Health Organization, and the reason he's told the CDC to stop reporting daily is because he doesn't want you to know that tuberculosis and the measles and influenza A and influenza B and another influenza we hadn't even given a letter to yet is spreading rampantly all across the United States right now. Hospitals are overrun, baby. Yes, overrun with people sick. Daddy has a peculiar feeling about viruses, you see, because during his first administration, the vid got in Daddy's way. Yes, Daddy said it himself. He said the reason he couldn't get all the things he wanted to get done was because the vid got in his way. Yes, all those mass deportations he had planned the first go-round, he couldn't do because of the vid, honey. But it just so happens during the vid, we had some of the lowest numbers of immigration that anyone's ever seen. People were too sick, honey, to move anywhere, to travel anywhere. They were dying by the hundreds of thousands of millions, baby. Yes, but anyway, and another reason that Daddy was upset during the vid is because he couldn't lie and steal any funds during the vid. No, he couldn't. We were having to give too much of our money for emergency services. And it just so happened a lot of that money that went to those states for emergency services, people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, the love child of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, and Kristi Noem, honey, the one that's her face is in a fight with the fillers, they stole millions of dollars in PP loans that were supposed to go out to states and people to help them during that crisis, baby. But Daddy didn't get a cut of that because he was sitting in the White House at the time and not in the halls of Congress like all his little misfit friends who profited off of our tragedies, honey. Yes, it's not good for Daddy for you to know that it's dangerous to go outside and spend your hard-earned money. So he's going to keep it a secret. And he's put the perfect man in charge to do that, someone who doesn't believe in vaccinations, who thinks that those people who might suffer from some type of mental illness should be rounded up and put in a camp. Yes, baby. That is exactly why RFK Jr. boarded the H train and got his confirmation today, so that Daddy could get away with lying to you some more and putting your health and your neighbor's health and your children's health, well, out the door.